Welcome back to this week's episode of the Corde Snell Show. I'm the guy, Corde Snell. Hell yeah, I'm back. I've been traveling a lot this week. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna get into it in a minute, but first I want to say hello to my great producer. What's up, Jared?
Hey, how's it going?
And what's up to the camera guy? What's up, Noah?
What's going on?
Are you high today, Noah?
No, not today.
Okay, cool. It was funny because we talked about it last week off air. Last week's episode was great, but the first 10 minutes I was distracted because Noah kept doing some shit with his hands the whole time, and I'm trying not to yell at him the whole fucking time. And he was like, "Just say it." I was like, "Nah," because in my head I was like, it was like very big brother, little brother syndrome. Sit down, don't move, be still. But hell yeah, I don't know why I'm coming at it so hard like this. But yeah, welcome back.
To be fair, we both were pretty messed up in our own different ways.
Yeah, Jerry, you didn't move though. That was the cool thing about it. I was like, is this how high people be when they trying to do a podcast? They can't sit fucking still. Like, that's why I don't get. Well, actually, when I get high, I get super relaxed, and I just start to slow down and fall asleep. That's why I don't get high too much. Like, that's not my thing. It takes me out. It makes me super slowed down, super, I always say, like, one time I drove high because I took an edible, and usually they say when you take an edible, wait 30 minutes. I waited an hour. It still didn't kick in. So I messed up and ate more weed candy. Then the chick hit me up to go hang out at, like, I think it was 10:30. So I met up with her like at 11. That weed candy didn't kick in until 2 a.m. And all of a sudden I started seeing stars and stripes and in a galaxy far, far away. I was driving home, and I swear to God, y'all, I was going warp speed. You know how fast warp speed is? 45 miles per hour. And I'm so high, I'm like, oh snap, like vroom, vroom, vroom. I was like, I need to slow down. I'm going past all these cars, and it was actually the opposite. All the cars was passing me, and I looked down, I was like, I'm going 45 miles per hour. I was like, well, I need to speed up warp speed. I need to go 2 jumps. Like, I need to go way more faster than that. Like, so it was a trip, man. It was a trip. Also, I've been doing a lot of traveling this week. Just got back from Chico last night or early this morning. We got back at like 12:30. Shout out to Chico. I did Gnarly Deli, which is like a dope ass spot. The food was amazing. Did good. I featured for my homie Big T. Shout out to Big T Terrell, Big T Butler. I always forget his actual name because I just call him Big T. Like, I remember the funniest thing. I remember it was a lineup. It was like me, him, and a bunch of other people I knew. Then I was like, "Hey, yo, who's this Terrell cat? Who's Terrell?" He was like, "Oh, brother, that's me." And I was like, "Motherfucker, I never knew your first name." Like, so it was hella funny. And then also Wednesday, I did Wind River Casino in Reading, which that's hella far too. And then I noticed, I was like, I've done nothing but real NorCal shows this week. Like Reading on Wednesday, Chico last night or Friday night, because this is gonna drop on Monday. Lot of traveling, man. And I thought about it. I was like, okay, I did Reading on Wednesday, Chico on Friday. I probably should have just took Thursday and Friday off and just stayed up there, but we avoided a big ass storm that came in. So that's great. I took an amazing crew up with me when I did the Reading show, Wind River Casino. I did 45 minutes up there, which is dope. It felt good. I took my homie Brian Hicks. I took Luigi Diaz, and I took Big T. That show was fire. I love going up there. Also, there's one lady up there, fine as hell. Not even gonna lie to her. I remember last time I did the show, she fine as hell. She brought her friends, and I remember she brought her daughter, her stepdaughter, or daughter-in-law, right? And I'm like talking to her because she was like cute, stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, so like, what's up with you? Like, what's your deal? What you got going on? She was like, oh, well, I was like, you single? She's like, nah, like I'm taken. I was like, oh, you married? She's like, I mean, I'm about to be. I was like, okay, you got to engage? I was like, where you'll do that? She was like, he on vacation. I'm on vacation. Like, who would leave you? Like, who would just go on vacation without you? He's like, vacation? What you mean vacation? And she was like, he locked up. I'm like, oh, he locked up? She's like, yeah, we say vacation. And I'm like, oh shit, in my black family, we just say, right? I was like, in my family, we just say, your uncle's in jail, all right? That's he in jail. He back in the joint again. We just keep it honest. We don't sugarcoat it at all. Then I was like, damn, girl. I was like, how long he down for? She was like, 6 years. I was like, girl, we can date for 4. Like, what you mean? Like, we can date for 4 years. I can hold him down when he ain't around. Then I was like, oh, okay, he might. Is he stationed close here? Like, is he close to? Because we in Reading. I'm like, was he close to Reading? She's like, no. He like, I was like 2 hours away. She's like, no, he like 5 hours away, 6 hours away. I was like, oh, like up north, like in Oregon or like somewhere around like north part of California. It's like, no, he's south of here. I was like, south of here, girl, I'm only 3 hours away. You could come see me on the way to go see him, and I can make sure that you taken care of and you good and everything like that. Hell yeah. It was super funny. Shout out to her and her mom. Yeah. Weird transition. Oh, so Cam Newton got into a fight this week. Cam Newton. I don't know if y'all saw it. Noah, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Hell yeah. It was come on, man. This man Cam Newton, for some reason everybody want to pick on Cam Newton, or everybody want to challenge him. Like, I remember a few years ago, when he was a free agent, he was cut from the Carolina Panthers. This kid was like, he's like, you a free agent. He's like, I'm rich. And he took a moment to just talk to the kid. Like, afterwards, he was just like, hey man, like, I'm a free agent, but he eventually signed on with the New England Patriots. Like, soon after that, played with them for like 1 year or like 2 years, but then he got cut because he wasn't vaccinated. Which is a trip, because I remember when he was with the Patriots, they had nobody, and they was using him as the main running back and the main thrower. When he was coming off a shoulder injury, he didn't have the best time there. But then also, the fight that he got into, somebody fought him at his own 7-on-7 camp, which is crazy. Because also, if you don't know, Cam Newton is 6'6", 240 pounds, probably 250 at this point. But this man is like a physical phenom. All right, like it was funny because I want to say people tried to fight Cam Newton, but it was like 4 dudes ran up on him, and he took one dude and like threw him to the side. Like you know how you ever see people getting on a flight and they be throwing luggage? That's how he threw that dude. He threw him way over to the left. Then at one point, he had one dude in a headlock as he's like pushing another dude like into the fence. And I'm just like, yo, y'all tried the wrong one. And then everybody went to Cam Newton and was like, yo, chill out, yo, chill. Like, yo, chill. Like, that's how you know you kicking somebody's ass or you doing good. Cause they run up to you to stop doing what you doing instead of running up to them. Cause they try to jump him and he knocked, I think it was like 3 or 4 dudes. He took three of them out, and then one dude tried to jump and he sucker punched him from the back, and then he turned around and the dude ran away. I'm just saying, why would you try to fight Cam Newton? Like, that dude is big as shit. Like, you know, like, there's some people who you don't approach, right? Like, that's like trying to fight Shaq. Shaq is 7'1". Why would you try to do that? Like, that's not a good move. Also, Cam Newton is one of the freakiest athletes, one of the biggest athletes for his size as a quarterback. That's not a man you want to fight. That's not a man who you want to fight at all. Like, we saw it. Like, I think probably after this video, no one will ever try to fight Cam Newton. And the funny thing that everybody was saying online was that his hat didn't fall off. That was the main thing. You know, usually if you get your ass kicked, your hat fall off, you bruised up. I don't even think his glasses fell off. He was wearing sunglasses the whole time too. That's how much of a non-factor these dudes who try to jump him and fight him was. His glasses or his hat didn't fall off. And I'm just like, yo, shout out to Cam Newton for holding his own, because even during that, I didn't see him like throw a punch. I just saw him throw a dude, have another dude in the headlock, and then was shoving another dude against the wall or the gate. So he still held restraint even though these dudes are trying to jump him at his own 7-on-7 camp. Then I found out, I think one of the coaches used to be a partner with him or something like that, but he wasn't because he was doing some shady shit. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. Why would you fight a freak of nature like Cam Newton? That's crazy. Like, okay, guys, real quick, what athlete would you see or comes to mind who you would not want to fight, but somebody would jump him?
I wouldn't want to fight most athletes, but someone who people think they could take probably couldn't. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. You're the fight guy, Noah.
I know who's a professional athlete that I probably could take, and that's Messi.
Explain this. No, I want to hear this.
Hey, yo, he's so small. Like, he's the greatest, but like, man, I'd head kick him so hard. That's just facts.
Hey, and just for the record, Noah does know how to fight. He has trained in a UFC gym for a couple years. So.
Okay, all right, cool. So Noah's gonna try to fight Messi. Hell yeah, that's
he's my hero, by the way.
He's about to Luke Skywalker his ass.
I can imagine Noah walking up to Messi. Messi, I love you, dog. Like, you sign this for me. He signs it, and he puts his arm on his shoulder.
This is a real bicycle kick.
Oh my God, yo. Oh God. You know how they say never meet your heroes? No, I hope you don't meet your heroes so you don't fight them, okay? I don't want that happening, man. I don't want you fighting Messi. Young 19-year-old, my man, 20-year-old, it sounds better. Young 18-year-old fights the GOAT and kicks his ass. He's like, he was trying his own like head kick and he kicked the fuck out of Messi. Hell yeah, that is crazy as hell. I guess you going to Florida soon. that's where Messi, like, you might get signed. You know what? If you fight Messi and knock him out, you might get a UFC deal after this. Yeah, this might be a way to catapult you into stardom. Speaking of catapulting people and starting drama and shit like that, what's up, DJ No Chill? I saw the podcast you had with Jared. Also, shout out to Jared. Great podcast. He was addressing a lot of beefs that was going on. I watched the podcast. I didn't get a lot of it. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't. Well, the problem. When I say I didn't get a lot of it, I didn't understand some of the problems he had with people. Like, that was the thing. Like, right. He had a problem with Jonathan Light, said it was still in jokes. And then he made the exception. He was like, well, I actually have a son. He doesn't have a son. But that doesn't mean you can't think of the joke. All right. Also, I gotta be honest with you. DJ No Chill, you said you was gonna slap Tony Sparks. I don't know why I thought Tony Roberts popped in my head. You said he was gonna slap Tony Sparks. I just want to let you know, brother. Real talk. This is not even like, you can't try to say you're gonna attack a guy who calls him the godfather of comedy, calls himself that, right? Because a lot of comics out here was raised with Tony. He helped us find our voices. He's a great mentor to all of us. He always talks to us about a lot of different stuff. He is beloved in the community. I remember Tony had heart surgery during the pandemic. You know how many people reached out to him? Literally, his girlfriend or whoever who was taking care of him at the time said she can't show Tony the amount of love and response that he was getting because he's supposed to be at a very calm state. And if he starts to read and gets like excited, it can like not help his heart condition and stuff like that. That man is beloved. So for you to say because he wasn't mentoring you and you gonna slap him, if you tried to inflict any pain on the Tony, you was gonna be in, you know how like, we mentioned Cam Newton getting jumped. Cat Williams. We mentioned Cam Newton getting jumped. That was gonna happen to you, DJ No Chill. Pick your battles. Don't go at Tony like that. That's definitely not a battle that you will ever win. Like, cause Tony helped me find my voice. I think I told you guys a story. Like, the way I come up, why I'm like super energetic and stuff like that, because going up to the Brainwash Cafe, when I started, there was a lot of awkward funny going on. There was a lot of dry humor, a lot of stuff that I used to always find was boring, but that was a new niche. That was the thing that a lot of comics and SF and people was doing. It was either be awkward funny, be super dry, make everything awkward, or be an asshole like Anthony Jeselnik. That was like the two extremes people was choosing to go to. That was like the things, and they always say, if people are doing this, do the opposite. So people was either being awkward funny or being an asshole. So I had to figure out my voice, right? And I still remember I was at the Brainwash. It was getting super late. I think it was I think it was about like 9:45. This how late it was. Mike started at 6. Sign-ups was at 6:15. Mike started at 7. And it was 9:45 and I'm there. I got work in the morning. I'm like, man, I'm at this long ass open mic. I seen the 7th awkward, funny comedian, which a lot of times their jokes wasn't doing good, but they were still gonna be awkward and just make it super dry, super awkward. So everybody's outside chilling because they got up, they got their spots. I'm still a newer comic, so I just gotta wait some shit out. And then I was next. And Tony looked at me, he was like, your next comedian, I think, is asleep right now. And I woke up as he was saying, I was like, no, I'm okay, I can do it. He was like, no, brother, I'm gonna put up a few other people. I was like, no, I wanna go. So I literally got mad at Tony in the moment. Tony walks up to me, he was like, nah, brother, I saw you sleep. I see you a little off your game right now because you sleep. I don't want you to go up there and forget what you're saying. So I'm gonna put up 2 more comics. I want you to look over your jokes, go over them, right? And then you're going to be able to get like a fresh start and actually be like on point. So when you go up here, because you've been waiting a long time, I don't want you to feel like you wait all the time for nothing. I want you to be sharp when you go up there, okay? So I'm going to put up 2 more comics. They're going to probably do like 3 minutes here, another 3 minutes, and I'll give you an extended period of time so you can go up, all right? So I go over there, I was like, man, why this dude doing this to me, right? And then by doing that, I watched the next 2 awkward comics going up there, and I saw a few people get up and walk out the room because they was just like, it's more of the same, right? So I was like, man, I got mad in the moment. I'm like, man, everybody ever being awkward, funny, or trying to be an asshole, but they shouldn't. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna bring some excitement. I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna bring the energy. I'm gonna make sure people gonna remember me. I'm gonna go up there with so much energy that you won't be able to forget me, right? So that's what I did. He's like, your next comic was sleeping earlier, but right now this brother's focused. This brother's funny. Please give it up for Corde Snell, right? I went up there and I fucking killed it. Like I did well, so much so, like I'm bringing energy. I'm talking about this person. I'm like, you over here sleeping? Sit up, man. Sit up. What you doing? You over here like, what y'all doing? Like, hey, what's up, y'all? How we doing? Yada, yada, yada. And it's crazy. I was bringing so much energy at 9:45 at night when this mic has been going since 7 p.m. So that's like 2.5 hours. I mean, that's almost 3 hours at this point. So much so there was Troy was outside with a few other people. Other people was like kept like looking at everybody, looking inside and shit because I brought so much energy. People started coming back into the room and it was like, oh shit, who's this dude up here making hella dope jokes? Who's he over here bringing all his energy? Like shit, like I can, you know, you can kind of sometimes hear people and they're not doing well, but you hear laughs or you just hear energy. Like what's going on? And so I started noticing because I brought so much energy and so much like jokes and stuff like that. I don't even remember what I was talking about, but I did well. And I started noticing people coming back in the room because I had so much energy with me. And I was like, this is my style. This is what I'm gonna do from here on out. And Tony Sparks walked to me afterwards. He was like, hey brother, that shit was amazing, brother. That you brought it, dude. You need to channel that every time you go up on stage, right? And that's how Tony Sparks mentors people. Like he mentors Troy Moyd, Brian Hicks, Brian Hicks, not Bryant Comedy, because he said that on the podcast. He was talking about how Tony messed up his name, but then he messed up Brian Hicks' name. That was what he was like. He was plugging his Instagram, but that's not his name. That's the funny thing about it. So you can't be coming at Tony like that, man. You were talking about a beloved person, man. And then if you felt like Tony didn't teach you what or mentor you enough, maybe you wasn't around him because enough. Like maybe you wasn't, you know. Also, bro, you're 4 months in. You're 4 months in. That's the problem with new comics sometimes. They want so much so soon. Like I remember talking to a dude who said he was 6 months in. He was like, yeah, I want a headline. And I was like, what? I was like, what? What you talking about? He said, yeah, I feel like a headline. You can do 30 minutes. He was like, yeah, I can do that. I was like, do you have 30 minutes of material? So I've been writing a lot. I write a ton. And that's the problem sometimes. Comics, we write, especially new comics, we write a lot of stuff. It's not tested. It's probably not funny, especially a lot of premises that you haven't worked out, and it sounds amazing in your head, right? But it's a difference when you go up there on stage. It's a difference when you're telling a joke, especially a new joke. Sometimes you don't have confidence in it, and if it doesn't go well immediately, you might abandon it, right? And a lot of times headlining is like an experience. Because I remember when I started, people told me I couldn't headline if I don't have 60 minutes. Like I know a lot of times now peak comics get like 30-minute sets or 45-minute sets. 30-minute set is like really like a feature set at a comedy club, or 45 minutes. That's a headlining set on like a first show at a comedy club. Like, all right, I'm gonna put up a host. Then the feature might do 20 to 25 minutes, and then I'm gonna do 45, but I'm probably gonna go long because for like most comedy shows, the first show has to be 90 minutes, or the shows have to be 90 minutes regardless. All right, so the headliner could do 45 to 60 minutes, right? That's what you can do. But sometimes you might have a host do 15, feature do 25 to 30. So host could do 15, feature do 30, that's 45, and then the headliner does 45. And then on the second show, right, he might, all right, same amount of time, but I'm gonna go longer because on the second show, instead of doing 45, I can do 60 or maybe even 70 pushing it just because I'm working out new shit or I want to plan around now. I'm warmed up after that first show and shit like that, right? So if you got 60 minutes, then you can like headline. Proven, true, it's funny, all that type of stuff, right? But it takes years to get to that point. Like I'm not talking about you doing crowd work for 20 minutes and then you did 10 minutes of material. Like that can be like a quote unquote headlining set on a show, but a lot of clubs don't like when comedians headline. Don't like when comedians do a lot of crowd work because to them, it says you don't have the necessary material to go up there and perform for a long period of time. Also, comedy clubs are I don't know why I'm messing up right now. Comedy clubs are scared that crowd work couldn't go left at some point. I remember a homie of mine told me that he used to do an hour of only crowd work, and that was dope as comedians wise. But he said his booking started going down because that clubs didn't want to be that club where everything went bad. Viral clip goes down, such and such he's getting to and stuff like that. They want material, and then if you can do crowd work, that's great, you know. Or if it's part of your set, like D.L. Hughley does crowd work, right? But now he's been doing it forever now. Or people started saying that he could only do crowd work, so he started putting it at the very end of his show. Like, I'm going to give you this 45, 50 minutes as material, and I'm going to do crowd work the last 5 to 10 minutes of my set, and I'm going to get up out of here. Because people saying that was, you only good when you do crowd work. And I'm just like, D.L. Hughley, honestly, is so damn funny, but then when he does his crowd work, he just unlocks, like, something else. It's like, I think it's like because he's like, he reads, he talks, all that stuff, he does radio, so it's like you're unlocking, like, that quick-witted crowd work that, like, happens, right? Like, last night, show at Chico. I'm doing crowd work. I'm setting up the joke about, like, I usually talk about tall chicks and ask this dude how tall he is, right? And he told me he was 6'1". Then he corrected himself. He was like 6'1.5". I was like, okay, so like how we be lying on Tinder saying we taller than what we really is. And I was like, hey man, would you date a chick who was 6'4"? And he's like, right? And I was like, what the hell was that? And then instantly in my head, I was like, yo, dude, you sound like that coach from Waterboy who was like, and yo, the room erupted, right? The room erupted. I did that for like, I think 2-3 minutes, just about funny, random shit. And it was so funny in the moment because it's something that clicks to you in the moment, but you have to stay sharp with doing comedy and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going off on a random tangent, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Young comedians, stop beefing with people. Like it's not going to work for you. Stop trying to attack a legend in the game because you're going to see how much love that person has and how much following is like, hey, who you gonna do what? Like, not with my dead body. Like, you ain't gonna be, you gonna have some real problems in here and you gonna get banned, blacklisted. You have to move to some other scene. Like, you don't say, oh, I'm trying to fight Tony Sparks. Like, well, you can't get booked in the Bay Area no more. You have to either go to San Jose, Fresno, Stockton, Sacramento, and then people up there who know, they're like, hey, bro, they gonna still come like, hey, what was that shit you was trying to slap Tony Sparks? You know that dude was the godfather of comedy, right? Like, you know how many shows he put me on or how many times he took me out, like, on the road to do shit? Like, yeah, you gonna run into problems. Like, don't be doing that, right? Also, I hosted for Donnell weekend. I don't know why I keep messing up. Hosted for Donnell Rawlings this past weekend at the San Jose Improv. Probably 2 weekends ago when this drops. But it was an amazing experience. Networking is great. You should always learn to network. Hanging around people and just being around good people. Jerry Law helped me get this spot in a way. Jerry Law said he was pulling up to the Cobbs. He told me to hit him. I said, I'm going to come through, hang out. Specifically wanted to hang out with Jerry because I wanted to meet Donnell Rawlings, one of the comedy legends, Dave Chappelle show, but also Ashley Larry. And then I had never seen him in person until 2021 when Dave Chappelle was doing the concert or doing the shows in Vegas when he had brought out all those people. And Donnell Rawlings had me dying on stage when I saw him. Like, I was in tears crying. And I was pissed because I got there late because it was the first show in Vegas and the show started at 8. I didn't get in because it was like the line for that show was ridiculous. I got in like 8:45. The Roots was playing. Also, Talib Kweli was rapping. I mentioned what's the dude who be roasting people? Who be roasting people a lot? White guy, David Cross. That's not right. I forget, but he's on Comedy Store. He roasts like they call him like the roast master. He was up while I was in line.
Jeff Ross.
Jeff Ross. Yeah, Jeff Ross was up on stage telling jokes. People was laughing, and then all that kind of stuff. But then I still had Donnell Rawlings from Ashy to Classy special that dropped in 2016. That shit was fucking phenomenal. I still remember watching it, and I was halfway through. My sister and my dad comes in. They started laughing. They was like, "Hey, you know you gotta start this special over, right? We gotta watch it." And we laughed. We started over. We laughed from beginning to end. This was on DVD back when DVDs was a thing. We watched it from beginning to end, laughing our asses off. And then we rewatched it because my dad was like, "I ain't gotta go nowhere. You trying to watch this again?" And we watched it again twice. Donnell was hella cool. Great fucking comedian, chill ass homie. His feature was dope as hell. Like that's how I kind of got the show because I got cool with his feature, messaging him and stuff like that. He was a funny ass dude. And it was just good to be around people who is supporting a national touring headliner who's funny as shit, who ain't mid, and about that controversy because Donnell had gotten like not a beef, but it was like something went viral on like TMZ and it was like went viral at the Laugh Factory, right? Because Corey Holcomb called him mid. And if you ever seen Donnell Rawlings live or you ever seen him on Chappelle's show, he's not mid. The motherfucker's a beast. He's funny as shit. I saw him do 5 shows. I only got the host for 4, but I saw him do 5 shows. That man is funny as shit. The funny about it, Donnell is funny off stage too. We cracking jokes. We making a fuck ton of shit. Like it was so funny. It was such a great experience. And Donnell broke it down. He even talked about it at the show. He's like, the reason why I said something while I was at the Laugh Factory, it was the midnight show of the Laugh Factory, right? Is because Corey Holcomb's thing is I'm the truth teller. I keep it real. I got real niggas around me. I always keep it real no matter what, right? So Donnell was like, how you gonna have a persona where you're always real and you say Dave Chappelle be bombing? Like that's crazy. Like Dave Chappelle don't be bombing and stuff like that, right? Only time I'm thinking like, I'm like maybe he might have mentioned when Dave Chappelle went away for like 5 years and came back and he bombed like in like was like 2011, 2012 because he got drunk. But I'm like, that's 12 years ago. But he said he still be coming to people's shows, he be doing guest spots and he be bombing. And I'm like, he don't. So he was saying it because he was like, yo, you saying people be bombing and that's not true. So if you supposed to be somebody who's telling the truth, you lying to people, you should be telling the truth. And then Donnell even said that Corey called him mid at the show. And Donnell had just got off stage. Corey was closing it out. And he was like, y'all, ain't Donnell mid? This is what Corey said, right? And everybody just went quiet. It was crickets. And then Corey was like, okay, I'm wrong. It was like, yeah, he was like, I'm not mid, I'm a beast. Donnell's a fucking beast, yo, and that was the purpose of him saying it. And then he was like, nah, but you ain't. He said something. He was like, and then Donnell was like, you're a provocateur. He's like, you basically say something to get a reaction out of the crowd to try to prove your point or something like that. Like even when you're wrong, you'll say something to get people on your side. And he just wanted to say, bruh, like, why are you calling me mid, and why are you not saying it to people's face? Like, if you think I'm mid, tell me. Like, why you think I'm mid? Or like, is it we got beef or something? Like, what's wrong? Like, is it like something that happened before? Is that what's going on? And he was like, because you go on your podcast, and it's funny because I'm saying this on the podcast. He said you go on your podcast and tell people they mid, and you around people who not gonna check you on that kind of stuff. We're not gonna say like, you think he mid? Like, nah, I don't think he mid. I think he's funny. So instead of like, being a man to say it to people's face, like, I don't like your comedy and stuff. And Donnell even gave Corey his props. He was like, Corey Holcomb tells dark comedy. That's one of the hardest things to tell and be funny at. I haven't seen him live in person, but I heard a lot of his jokes, like when he was on the Breakfast Club and I saw one of his specials and I rewatched it because I was like, I didn't know Corey Holcomb told dark jokes like that. Like you see Corey when he was always on Wild 'N Out, he was lovable, he was laughable and shit like that. But Corey Holcomb be telling some funny ass dark stories, right? He was like, I took my girl down to the abortion clinic and He was like, oh shit, they got a pool table now. I was, oh snap, you know? Like he said, he was like, man, after my girl got an abortion, he's like, I played the doctor and I won all my money back. Like, like crazy shit like that. He also said, it's another joke. I don't want to mess it up, but it's another dark one. I think he said, he's like, women be getting like that, like in their pussies did, like surgery on their pussy, right? Like trying to make them like rejuvenation of the vagina, right? He's like, the doctor's so good, he make it better before your uncle touched it. Right? Like dark shit like that. Like, yeah, right? Know in your face.
Oh my God.
But that's the kind of realm that Corey Holcomb lives in, and he's telling like dark humor, begin like they got to put like a warning before, like this dude's gonna be telling like some dark shit. Like you got to be 18 over to see some kind of shit. Like you got to warn it. But Corey Holcomb be in that lane, killing people. So it's like, bro, like you a funny ass dude. Why you hating on me? Like, bro, like I don't understand it. And so it was great to see him talk about it, acknowledge it, and do it like in a respectful way. You know, like he wasn't coming at him. He was like, bro, you dope. I'm dope. Why you coming at me or coming at Dave or coming at people in Dave's crew talking about them? Like, what is it, a beef? Like he was like at a lost words. Like, is it a beef? Like, I don't understand what it is. Like, what you got, like more like you got something against us? Like we see you. You don't say nothing, and you on your podcast say we mid. Like what? Like, bro, like something happened before. So. And man, comedy beef was crazy. So also, shout out to Donnell Rawlings special. A New Day dropped February 27th. Was on a Tuesday last week. It's last time I checked, when it first dropped, it was sitting at number 2 of top 10 on Netflix. Now I think it's sitting at number 4. Might have jumped back up to number 2. That special, funny as shit. Like, bro, like I love Donnell Rawlings. I love his comedy. I saw some of the jokes when I hosted for him, but a lot of them I didn't see. Like when I say I saw some of the jokes, maybe 2, and he did a 40-minute special. And like when you watch specials, right, especially how close Donnell was to the crowd, look how much the crowd is laughing, and listen for the laughs. That's how you know if somebody has a really good special. Also, it looks great too. Like, man, it was looking fancy as shit. But that's how you can tell if a special is like really good. Like this is Dave Chappelle's 3rd special that he's produced. He's produced Earthquake, Lunel, and Donnell. They're all fucking good, right? All fucking good. I say watch all of them. When I watched Earthquake special, because I remember I hadn't seen Earthquake special since like 2011, I was crying within the first 4 minutes. I had to pause the special because I was laughing so damn hard. Like, you know how you laughing and you got to pause because you missing shit? Like, hold up, no, I can't breathe. Oh, I can't breathe. Donnell's special was the same thing. Like he got this one joke. He talked about Dr. Umar. I don't want to say it, but it is funny as shit. I think he dropped it online. But yeah. Also, Donnell talked about how this was the 3rd time he taped this special. Like he said, Dave made him re-record him. And I think he did this one in New York. But he said he shot one in Phoenix. He shot one in Ohio. And then he shot the last one, I think, in either Phoenix or New York, I forget. But he said he killed all of them, but Dave wanted to make sure that when his special dropped, that it was special. He's like, not just putting a stand-up. He's like, not just putting like a stand-up special, but I want this special to be special. And man, that shit is. Like, it was funny because after the beef, like Donnell was kind of bothered by stuff, but then it was like this calm that Donnell had because he was just thinking, he was like reflecting. He's like, I do all this media stuff. I got to help plug the special. But then he would just say this like randomly while we was chilling. He'd be like, hey, yo, he's like, I'm not worried. I'm not bothered. Like, why not? He was like, because my special is special. He was like, this shit gonna be fire. And I'm not gonna lie, it was. And it made so much sense because I'm like, well, I wonder how good the special is. Like, I'm wondering because I'm hosting for him. He's funny as shit. He killing the whole weekend and stuff. I was like, well, damn, how good this special gonna be? And I saw it. Like, I stayed up to midnight to watch it. It dropped 12:01 Tuesday morning. I stayed up to midnight and I was hella sleepy at work because I was watching this damn special. But it was worth it though. It was worth it. I'm laughing hella hard. My sister tell me, Corde, keep it down. You hella loud. I was like, sorry. But yeah, that special was super good. Super good. Shout out to Donnell Rawlings. That man is funny as shit. Shout out to Adrian Washington, his feature. And shout out to, I don't want to Shout out to his camp, but shout out to his camp. I don't want to say they name stuff like that, but they dope as hell. Shout out to all of them. They treated me good. We went to this dope ass fish spot called Jackie's in San Jose. Whoo, they fried us some fish and some fries for us, man. That shit was bomb. And I even know I go to the San Jose Improv all the time. This place is about like 8 minutes away from the San Jose Improv, but shout out to Jackie's. That shit was amazing. I'm gonna go back now every time I go to San Jose. Like, hey, can I get some food before I go to the Improv? I'm gonna be at the Improv tonight. So hell yeah. Shout out to Jackie's in San Jose. Y'all are amazing. And all those food review people, y'all need to go to Jackie's because that fish is good, drinks is good. Hell yeah. Got way off on a tangent. What we talking about? How much time I got? Where we at?
35 minutes.
Okay, cool. I'm cooking, and I even had breakfast. Oh, we talk about comedy beat. We talk about other stuff. Like, hey, Jared, do you ever bring your girl to a show?
Yeah, she's come to a few of them.
Okay. Does she usually stay the whole time and know that you networking and stuff? Or like, does she be like, babe, I want to go. Like, can we leave or something like that? Or she just meet you at the house?
No, she's good at hanging around.
That's great. Because I always say, because the one thing about, like, I meet chicks that always want to come to a show. They don't know that I'm like, what I mean, like, because I don't think sometimes your girl know that when you're at a comedy show, you're at work, right? And you know how sometimes when you're at work, I can't be like talking to you every single minute. I can't just be chilling. I gotta go, like, for you, because Jared, you produce or like you like be hosting, so I gotta go check on the comics names. I gotta go check out their credits. I gotta say what they want me to say to them before I go up. Like, I gotta maybe tie in a joke about like little tagline or something like that, right? Then after the show, if you got merch, like I got merch, I gotta sell my merch. I gotta set up my merch table and then stuff like that. And then sometimes, a lot of times, getting extra work from a comedy show or with other comedians is just hanging out and hanging around, right? Like, I got a homie who he was saying he had to keep leaving shows when he was in LA because his girl got anxious because he wasn't sitting next to her during the show, or like, you know, we've been here for 2 hours, like, let's go, and stuff like that. Sometimes you got to be at a spot 2.5, 3 hours and stuff like that because that extra time hanging out, you meet people. Like, that's how I met Donnell's feature, hanging out after Cobb's. We went, I think we went to like get some drinks, some shit like that, or just hanging out afterwards, talking about the show. I was like, yeah, man, you was funny as shit, killing it. I was like, you got this joke. I got this joke. Kind of like it. I was like, where you from? He was like, I'm from Minnesota. I was like, you from Minnesota, dude? I was like, only you and Prince. Only the two black people in Minnesota. And he was like, yeah. And then we just stayed in touch, and because I'm networking, because I'm hanging out after the show, that gives me more opportunities. Like, I'm a very friendly person too, so I'll talk to people after shows, or I might give people tags. Like, no, I gave you a tag the other day about some different shit. Like, Jared, if I ever hear your jokes, like, I always give tags. Like, sometimes I don't like being at open mics a long time because I don't like other people's like thoughts and jokes getting in my head. But if I hear a joke and I'm like, oh, that was kind of funny, like, I'll give you like a little tag. Like Ian Langley, I remember, like, he has a joke that's pretty funny. Hopefully you don't mind me sharing your joke. He talks about like he's like, you ever sometimes dating a chick is kind of like playing Uno. He was like, oh, let's get back together. It's like, we broke up. And he was like, let's get back together. And she's like, Skip. Like, Skip kind of, I set it up wrong. But then I was like, nah, you should like tell her, like, you hit him with a reverse. You hit a reverse because like, oh, Skip, because y'all broke up and stuff like that. But like, how about you hit him with like a reverse card and let's get back into this relationship, kind of shit like that. Or you play like a wild, you'd be like, that means like it's gonna be a wild night because all the different drinks she's having is gonna be like wild sex that night. So like, little shit like that. But I do things like that, and it was just hanging out with Adrian, cool ass dude. I ended up keeping in touch with him. So I got to host for him at the San Jose Improv, which initially they wasn't gonna host or have a host or whatever, and then they switched up last minute. And then they're gonna be in Sacramento, I think in April. So I'll probably go through there because these are the homies now. I can just hang out and chill with them. And networking is part of being a stand-up comedian. You have to hang out, and sometimes if your girl doesn't understand it or it's not a good hang, sometimes you can cause opportunities. Like my homie, right? My homie, he was at the Laugh Factory, killed it, right? But his girl wanted to leave. If he would have stayed or been by himself, he would have saw Corey Holcomb and Donnell Rawlings get into that argument at the Laugh Factory, because that was the midnight show. That's what people also don't know, is that they did a midnight show where that shit happened. So, you know, midnight shows is hard to do. First off, people either drunk or tired. And I think it was a Monday. Oh, this is why they did a midnight show, because the President's Day was that Monday, I think. So yeah, so that's why they could do it, because if it was a holiday on Monday, you can do a midnight show because people will stay. I ain't gotta get up in the morning. I'm off, you know. So if he would have stayed, that would have happened. Or like he was at the Comedy Store, he couldn't hang out because he's like, okay, we've been here for 2 hours, so like, let's leave, let's go. And it's just like, yo, like you need to understand, like if you're gonna be with me, like this becomes part of the territory. Or like sometimes it's always funny, like some chicks would be kind of liking me and they'd be like, oh, you sell merch? Well, maybe I can help set up your merch stand. And then I'd be like, even then I'm like, okay, cool, she with me and stuff like that. But they always say nobody can sell merch like how I can sell merch. Like, yo, like I pride myself in selling merch and being like a salesman after the show, because sometimes people want to buy merch, but they kind of iffy, like, I don't know if I should, stuff like that. And those are the best people, because I'd be looking at them like, hey, what's up, girl? What you doing, girl? What you, all right, are you know you want this shirt and stuff like that? Like, oh, okay, I want this shirt. I was like, look at that. Let me see that forehead. Let me see that forehead real quick. That forehead, oh, that forehead is gorgeous. That forehead is amazing. Like, you need one of these beanies right here. You need one of these big, beautiful forehead beanies and stuff. Because a lot of times, I have beanies and I have shirts. A lot of times a woman don't want to buy, because I talk about big, beautiful foreheads. They don't want to buy the shirt, but they'll buy that damn beanie though, because beanie's like, I was like, is it warm? I was like, it keep you so warm. It'll protect that beautiful forehead that is luscious and gorgeous out there and stuff. They was like, I don't even have a big forehead. I was like, but I do this. Try on this beanie though real quick. Try on this beanie. They were like, oh my God, this fits so good. I was like, now don't you want that? Okay, all right, here you go. So I sell the fuck out of shit. Like I remember one time I was at the Improv. My homie DC Urban was hosting / feature. He's opening for Marlon Wayans. I helped sell his merch. Just because he the homie and was chilling. I was like, you gonna sell some merch? He was like, nah, I ain't really feeling like. I was like, man, you get the fuck out of here. I was like, let's sell some merch. Just keep these sales going. He was like, man, I only got a few colors left. I was like, well, after I'm done selling, you ain't gonna have nothing left, right? You ain't like, watch how I sell this, right? And he over here chilling, watching me sell. I was like, hey, we got DC Urban shirts. What you want? Because his thing is called Prove It. I was supposed to wear a shirt last week. It's called Prove It, right? I was like, we got the purple, we got the blue, we got the red. I think he had a few purples. I sold out all the purples. I sold out all the reds, and I sold out most of the blues. Like he sold like out of smalls, out of mediums, out of larges, and then he was down to like a few. He was like, "Hey man, I appreciate that." I was like, "Brother," I was like, "You helped me meet Marlon Wayans. You a homie of mine. I featured for you and used the Alameda Comedy Club. You don't feel like selling? Fuck it. I'll sell for you. I'm a salesman. I can do this regardless." Oh, another story. Arturo Ragoza, I forget. Yeah, right. He huge on the internet. Big. He plays the guitar. Funny as shit, right? I think. Hopefully, I'm not fucking his name up. Yeah. Can we pause real quick? Can you look his name up real quick? Or just yeah.
Yeah, I can look him up.
Okay, yeah.
I know Arturo. I didn't know he played guitar though.
Yeah, it's okay. Pause it real quick. Pause. Sure. And we're back from our quick little commercial break. I was saying before, being a salesman, helping DC Urban sell a bunch of his stuff. I meant to say his name is J.R. de Guzman. I met him years ago in Santa Cruz. Funny dude. And I performed with him at There Goes the Neighborhood show back in like 2018, 2019. What I was trying to say was like, I help sell stuff. Like sometimes I don't know what it is. Like I remember I used to do shows at UCSB. I used to have the flyer. Like I used to have a stack like this of flyering, and I could pass them out within like a passing period. Like people like leaving out of classes. I get from here stack like this big down to about like that. Like that's how I'm like, hey, we got a flyer Laughology show, flyer for Laughology show, flyer for Laughology show Saturday 8 p.m. in Barcadero Hall, Laughology show Saturday 8 p.m. in Barcadero Hall, right? Like I could just plug the fuck out of a show, right? So J.R. de Guzman was at Palace of the Fine Arts. I think he had 4 shows all sold out. And I remember got to meet him. I got to run back into him again because our homie was hosting for him. So ran into him. And then he was, oh, it's time. We're about to go in here. I was like, okay, cool. So then I met security. I was like, what's up, guys? Yada, 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 right? Hanging out with JR. He was like, oh, you got tickets to the show? I was like, yeah, man, I got tickets to the show, yada, yada, yada. Then Irene 2 opened up for him. Cool little time. Like, we all hung out. And then he was like, you staying for the second show? I was like, yeah, man, I'll stay for the second show. And then it was like, okay, cool. So He was like, oh, okay, you can just be outside. I was like, all right. He was like, well, you can be outside. You want to help us sell some merch? And I was like, sure, I can help sell merch. And I was like, yeah, no problem. He was like, that way I won't get kicked out. So I can stay, because at the Palace of the Fine Arts, you know, if you don't have like a pass, something like that, you might get kicked out. I was like, cool. That's like, just help us sell some merch or something like that. I was like, okay, cool. Because it was funny, the people who was there was leaving. It was like, oh, this is here for the first show, but we supposed to go somewhere else. He was like, can you help us sell some merch? I was like, yeah. He had small, mediums, largest, XLs, and 2Xs, right? And I asked him, how much did he have? He had like a big ass box, right? So me being a salesman, and then like the second show coming in, like, it was okay, if you were at the first show, you have to leave stuff there. We had the second show coming in, yada, yada, yada. Okay, cool. And then people walking by, like we had like the shirts up. It was like a night with JR, and it was like another like dope little shirt. And I was like, people walking by, what's this? I was like, oh, this is JR de Guzman shirts. He has small, medium, large, all the way up to 2XL, stuff like that. I was like, oh, I don't know. I was like, well, you could do this. He was like, will they be selling after the show? I was like, they will be, but it's gonna be might be a longer line, so you probably want to get them right now. And they was like, really? Okay, yeah. I was like, then that way you might when you get one, instead of seeing the long line afterwards, you can just leave like, well, I got my shirt, right? So I'm selling shirts, stuff like that. And then I remember his assistant was like, hey, will you be here tomorrow? And I was like, no, I don't have tickets. They was like, oh, well, what are you doing tomorrow? And I was like, nothing. Why? They was like, oh, we need somebody to sell this merch. I was like, okay. It's like, you want to sell it? And I was like, yeah. Man, I ended up getting paid to sell his merch the next day. And I remember I was moving that merch, dude. I was selling all of it. Like, I remember Andrew Rolfo came the next day, and I think hosted, or was the first comic up, right? He hosted, then it was Irene 2 again, and it was JR, right? I'm over here moving it so much so I'm asking his assistant, I'm like, hey, does he have any more sizes of smalls? Like I sold I think he had like 50 shirts of each size, maybe 60, right? First size I sold out was during the first show, mediums. Sold out of mediums. Next size was largest. I was like, you guys got any more? They was like, I think we got some more in the bag. All of a sudden, then they brought out 20 more largest, 20 more mediums. Then I'm getting low on those, right? Then the 2X's start getting going, right? I think he only had 15 to 20 of those because 2X is hard to sell. Sold out of those bad boys real quick. Then a few bigger people came up. Some people was like, I don't know, this is XL. Should I get a bigger size? I was like, well, the 2XL will fit you just as cool. Then if it's too big, you can wash it, and then it'll get smaller, right? So then I'm selling those, and then all of a sudden we down to largest, and then we down to like the small. So now we got small and mediums. It was like, well, I'm more of a small, but I like my stuff baggy. I was like, well, get yourself a medium then. I was like, well, hold it up to you, right? And see how it fit on you, right? And then so I'm selling that. I'm like, okay, so you want what? You want a medium? You want a small, stuff like that? Y'all both want some? So I don't know. We kind of like. I was like, it seemed like y'all like to match. Y'all like to match stuff like that, or buy a couple. I would tell a couple, don't y'all want to be matching and like remember this glorious event and stuff like that? Who's like, we got pictures. I was like, y'all got pictures, but how much doper would it be if y'all both got the same shirts? Still some couple stuff, right? Like, babe, we was matching. Remember that magical moment that we had with JR de Guzman? He was like, hell yeah. And then the dude was like a threesome. I was like, nah, not like that. So I ended up selling out all the smalls, selling out all the mediums, sold out the 2X's. I think he had 1XL left, 2 largest. And all the mediums was gone because I'm a salesman. All right. I'm a salesman. Talking about it. Woo.
He's barking on the podcast. He's running.
Hey, yeah, literally barking on the podcast. Ooh. I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know what's happening. I'm doing my Donald Trump. This is my. I will be your next president of 2024. Vote for me, okay? Vote for me. You will have amazing merch right now. Shout out, I just dropped my shoes. My shoes are sold out. My shoes, you can't find them anywhere. You can't find my shoes anywhere you go to, right? Oh, now my voice is back, right? But I was literally thinking, pivot off that. Donald Trump did drop some shoes. I'm not gonna lie. He dropped some shoes. Funny thing about it, I saw the shoes and I thought for a second, I was like, this is kind of cool. Because I think somebody else has had some gold-plated shoes like that or has worn gold-plated shoes like that. So at first, I kind of liked them because they reminded me of somebody else's shoe. And then a bunch of dudes who are sneakerheads, it was like, if I was you, I said, I would definitely buy some Donald Trump shoes. And I was like, what the fuck, you buy some Donald Trump shoes? He's like, well, they probably gonna be sold out, right? They probably gonna be sold out. And if you buy them, you can double your sales. I think they was going for like 300. I was like, he's like, ain't nobody talking about wearing them. He's like, you buy them, I'd be able to flip them for like 800 or something like that. That's a big come up. $500 come up, right? And then he was like, if he wins, you can probably sell it for $2,000, $3,000. I was like, fuck. I was like, well, hopefully you don't win. I mean, I ain't trying to be political on here, but I don't want. Anyway, it made me think the one time when they were storming the Capitol. You remember? Well, remember when they stormed the Capitol?
January 6th.
January 6th, right? The funny thing about it, there was 2 black dudes who was covered up in like hoodies, masks, and shit like that, right? Selling "Make America Great Again" shirts, right? And they had tables, like you see this table here, probably stacks up to here shirts. And then I was like, yo, I was like, well, why the fuck was they out there? But at the same time, how smart is that? Y'all storming the Capitol, right? And you got shirts up to fucking here. And the funny thing about it was the news person, he was like, they was like, their name was like, the people's names was, get the camera the fuck out my face. It was like, you better move that shit. That was their names because they didn't give their actual names. And it was like, man, whatever, yo. And then I thought about it, I was like, yo, that's smart. They had all that "Make America Great Again" shirts, and I know they sold out. And it got the fuck up out of there, yo. Like, whoo, like I'm like, you print out all them shirts, and you know they gonna sell. You know they gonna sell because they storming the Capitol, so everybody want to have those "Make America Great Again" shirts as they're storming the Capitol. And I'm just like, also, what a easy way for you to get targeted and see you was storming the Capitol. Super funny. Super funny, super random. So I'm a salesman, man. I'm a salesman out here. I be selling stuff. I sell stuff. It is great. You never see. It is amazing. Great cotton, great quality out here. So yeah. Whole phase. I remember I was talking to a homie on my way here. We was talking about dating a chick who is either. We was talking about, would you rather date a chick who's been with like about 10 guys and has a kid or two by one of them, or date a chick who has no kids but has probably slept with somebody who has a long list count? I didn't want to put a number on it, but I just say like a long list of dudes she been with, but she got no kids. And me and him was talking back and forth. It was like, I think I want the chick who with a long body count. It was like, because like as a dude, right, we both respectful, so we like, you can't be out here playing with like a single mom, stuff like that, playing like with a heart, stuff like that. I don't know. He specifically said, he called it Jerry Maguire. He was like, you over here just taking single mom pussy? You can't be doing that. You can't be playing with them, right? But then we talked about like long run, like, okay, well, maybe we figure out, well, why did she have so many bodies if she was single, right? And then I was trying to think about, like guys, all right, would you rather date a chick who has a kid and a low body count, or a chick with no kids and a high body count?
No kids, high body count.
High body count. I have no money.
Yeah, it's funny too, because I'm like, so I'm 35. Jared, you're like 24. Yeah.
Keep telling people that.
Hell, we'll do it all day, man. All day, man. Hell yeah. And Noah, you're 19?
20.
I know you're 20, but I just like to say you're 19.
I'm 24. Noah's 12.
Yeah, right. Because I know you're 20, but I just love saying you're 19. Like this podcast gonna go forever. I'm like, hey, no, you still 19? Like, I'm 22 now, Corde. 19 is what I heard. Like, because it's funny, because it's all right. Because when a chick comes with a kid, she has, I don't know how to say it. It's not baggage, but it's kind of like you're more, they're a package deal, and you kind of don't want to mess around with a chick who has a kid too much, because like you don't want it to go bad, or you don't want the kid to go get attached to you because you might be leaving, or you're not taking this chick serious and stuff like that, and you don't want to hurt her feelings, but also the kid's feelings, because you're like, well, why don't you come around no more? So that's like terrible. But also the chick with the high body count is kind of a thing. Like he was like, if she a baddie with a high body count, because we was talking about this one chick. Her name was, should I say her name?
Names.
Say it.
Okay, her name was Damo. But we was talking about, he was like, hey man, you seen her lately? Like she's bad as hell. And like, she is bad as hell. I'll show you on the podcast after this. Hell yeah. She bad as hell, but probably at a high body count. No kids though. So we was talking about chick. This all started from a meme too. The meme was, hey, no matter what you do, I still remember that train that got ran on you. And I was like, oh my God, bruh. And she came up just because she had a high body count, though. Like, not saying she got a train runner. I don't know her business like that. But we all knew she had a high body count in high school, which is funny because a high body count in high school was like 10 people. Like, you had sex with 10 people. Girl, you are a hoe. Like, what? Like,
it was a good rookie season.
Her name is Damo. She bad as hell though. But we was talking about, like, he was saying he would get with her now. I wouldn't get with her for another reason. I'll tell you guys off the podcast. But we were saying, like, a chick bad like that with no kids, would you, even though you know she had a body count or something like that, would you still get with her? And we was like, yeah. Especially he was like, if I can elevate her to like another position to where like I'm above, like we're above. He's like, all I gotta do is have a PJ and I'm elevating her out of that situation. I was like, man, she could be messing with like some billionaires, some shit like that, or like some rich ass dudes, but they'll live in Dubai. I'm like, bitch, we ain't gotta go to India. We ain't gotta go to Dubai. I don't even like that part of the country or of the world. We go to the UK, we go to China, Japan, South Africa, Brazil. We ain't gotta go to Dubai, ho. Like, we ain't gotta go there. Like, it was hella funny. But yeah. Have you guys ever dated a chick with a high body count?
I think so.
No.
You know, you only 19, so yeah. So you think so? Why was that, Jared?
Because she was very good at what she did. That comes with experience. You don't read that in a book.
You don't read that in a book. Damn, that's funny as shit.
I think the girl who took my virginity had a very high body count.
That's what I was gonna ask too, right? Wasn't it? Well, it was amazing, right?
Oh yeah, no, it was great.
Did you fall in love?
Oh yeah, I was 17.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, I'm like, you know, no, because I'm saying, like, because chicks who like have a high body count and put that thing on you, she put that thing on you. You know, dudes fall in love real quick. Like, dudes fall in love with crazy chicks who have good pussy or good sex. Like, that's what we do. We fall in love with chicks like that. Like, chicks who fall for a dude who they just lose their virginity to, will fall in love with a hoe. Because hoes be out here, whoo, they got it. That's why sometimes you marry a chick with a high body count or date a chick with a high body count because she got it. Whoa. I don't even know where I'm going at this point, but I'm just trying to say.
There's just a lot to say when you have, like, enthusiasm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just started thinking about some chicks. So the chick name was Damo. She had a high body count. Looked like she got some surgeries, but body was always banging, but it is banging even more now. So so hell yeah. And I was just thinking to myself, because like Kim Kardashian, would you date Kim Kardashian?
Sure.
What about you, Noah?
Hell yeah.
Okay, right. And she has a high body count, or a body count, not even a high body count, just a high number of celebrities that you know that she's been with, right? Would you date Chloe?
Dude, it would be hilarious if I dated any of them. So
True.
absolutely I would do that. Just for the plot.
Okay, which one out of the Kardashians do you find the finest?
I think, it's a toss-up between Kim and the youngest one.
Okay. What about you, Noah?
Yeah, do we count Jenners too?
Yeah, we count. Yeah, of course. What the fuck?
Then Kylie.
Kylie
or Kendall. Oh man, it's such a toss-up between them.
I'm not a big Kendall fan. Not because anything. It's just like she looks normal.
She tall.
Is she tall? She is tall. My favorite all the time was Chloe before the surgeries. I always thought Chloe before the surgeries, because I always thought Chloe was like the one who didn't succumb to pressures of all the different surgeries, stuff like that. She was like rocking whatever, but everybody made fun of her because they said she was the fat one when she was just normal size, not having like the perfect body. Then of course she succumbed to the pressure. I remember my sister used to tell me, nah, Chloe just started going to the gym 2 times a day. That's why her body looks so damn good. And I was like, she got surgeries. She got like, because her face started changing. I remember somebody said the reason why Tristan Thompson keep cheating on Chloe because he can't recognize her. He always think that's the new. Like he thinks like this new. He's like the chick he cheated with is her just after this or after a new surgery. It's funny as hell because I remember Chloe's ass got huge at one point. I was like, Chloe never had ass. Like she had small. I remember with Sway when she was on the morning show. Sway like slapped her ass real quick, gave her a little pat, and all of a sudden her ass just got huge. All of a sudden I was like, ain't no way, because her ass got bigger than Kim's at one point, or the same level of Kim. Yeah, that's how much surgery. But now they are now back to down being like hella small and shit like that. Like Chloe was the one, but Kylie too though. gotta say them lips helped, yo. Like them lip went from no lips to a lot of lips, and then them curves. Like I still remember Kylie in the WAP video, I was like, which was to me so random. Like, why are you in this video? You not a rapper, you not a singer, you just randomly just walk up and open the door. But I was like, God damn, them surgeries is doing that body rights. That's but then still at the same time, I was like, yo, I fucked the shit out of Cardi B. I don't know why Offset cheating on her. Like I did not understand it. I was like, God damn. Speaking of that, sometimes, like, we talk about chicks with a high body count. Sometimes I love me a ratchet chick. I had to tell myself, stop dating ratchet females because Cardi B can get all my money. Like, I hope we blow up one time. So I know Cardi B single. First person I'm going after is Cardi B. Second, Adele. Third, some random goth chick. Probably Billie Eilish.
So wait, Cardi B beats Adele? I thought Adele was your girl.
Shut up, Jared. Shut up, Jared. Shut up, Jared.
Sorry.
Adele is my girl. You're making me sad now. only reason why I said, like, if I became famous tomorrow, I'll go after Cardi B instead of Adele, because Adele is dating Rich Paul. But in the back of my head, I'm like, yo, if this Cardi B shit don't work out, I'm flying my ass to Vegas right now. Fuck you, Rich Paul. Matter of fact, nah. Adele's still over Cardi B. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll be at Lakers games, yell like with a big ass sign. I'm coming for your girl, Rich Paul. Like just all the signs and fuck him, and then pull us down. Like, and LeBron, you a bitch. Just like, and then get kicked out. Just go viral. Just be like, who's this random dude? Like, why is Corde Snell big upstart comedian, famous, sold out tours, sold out shows all across the country, great amazing podcast with Jared the producer and Noah who's 19? Why is he talking so much shit about Rich Paul? Because I'm coming for your girl. You just see TMZ coming up to me, I'm coming for your girl, I'm coming. All right, but right now, because she's with Rich Paul, I'll put Cardi B up first, just because I ain't trying to,
it's an accessibility thing, not a beauty thing.
No, they both bad. They both bad as shit. I love Cardi B. Cardi B is the chick your mama always told us to stay away from. Like that. Hey, stay away from that girl. That girl fast. Like, yes, she is. Yes, she is. She's gorgeous. I remember she had the bust down Tatiana. I think she was in Red, and I was like, yes, this shit got criminal ties, and I'm all about it. Oh, I still remember one time I was doing a show. So the original Arturo Guzman, right? He doesn't play guitar. That's a different guy. That's J.R. Guzman. I did his open mic / like headliner show, where it's basically he would get like, let people who normally headline, he'll give them extra time, like 15 minutes, just work out material at this open mic in Hayward, right? And I remember it was this chick playing pool with this other dude. And I'm like, oh, that's his girl. But the whole time I'm performing, I'm just like, man, I'm gonna talk to this chick after this show. So I remember I'm like, I'm doing crowd work to just incorporate both of them. I was like, oh, damn, bro, you getting beat by your girl? You getting beat by that chick? He's like, oh, bro, this ain't my girl. I was like, that's not your girl? I was like, what, you gay? He was like, no, I'm not gay. This is not my girl. And I was like, that's not your dude. She's like, nah. I was like, I kick his ass all the time. He's just a homie. Oh, he just a homie, all right? So I walk outside, make up a reason to go outside. I was like, hey, anybody got a cigarette? Anybody go smoke? I don't smoke. She was smoking outside or doing something, and I was like, let me get some of that cigarette. Let me get a little puffs, like lit the cigarette, took one puff, put that shit down. I was about to throw it away. She's like, you barely even smoking. I was like, oh, my bad. And I was like, okay, let's keep this conversation going. Talking to her, I was like, yeah, I love to play pool. I shoot. She said, where you from? I was like, I'm from Richmond. I was like, yeah, a bunch of them bowling alleys. She said, I love shooting pool. We should hang out. I was like, hell yeah, we should hang out. It's like, yeah. I was like, I just gotta make it cool because my dude or whatever. I was like, oh, you got a dude? She's like, yeah. And I was like, man, F this. I'm gonna steal her from her dude. And I was like, you got some nice nails. I was like, they blue? That's a nice color. She's like, yeah. I wear blue because my boyfriend a Crip. I was like, oh, for real? She's like, yeah. In my head, I was like, I mean, well, I ain't scared of no Crip. And I thought about it. I was like, I'm not a gang member. I'm not tough. I'm a college educated dude. I will not go after this. I was like, okay, cool. That's what's up. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's play some pool sometime. I think I hit that chick up once. I remember I was like, hopefully her dude don't see me because I don't want to be jumped by no damn Crips. Like, that's not something to play with. All right. How much more time we got, Jared?
I think we're probably at an hour, but we can keep running.
Okay, cool. I think I got one more story to tell. Cause speaking of chicks running a train on, you ever had sex at school?
No,
me neither.
Okay, cool. I I'm gonna tell a real crazy story real quick, right? And then we're gonna end with this. So I remember one time it was my homies. Okay, it was people who I knew, all right, on the JV football team. For some reason at my school, they'd love to, dudes was always trying to find a way to, because, all right, when you're a teenager, you can't go to your parents' house to have sex, so you got to find places to have sex. So they decided they was going to get head at the school up in, like, near the trees, is like, these bushes, stuff like that. So, right, so it was this chick who, she seemed kind of slow, but she was getting around, like, I don't know, right? So they was like, oh, we about to go get yada yada. We about to go get sucked up. I was like, what? They was like, Snell. They called me by my last name. Snell, you trying to come? And I was like, what? Hell nah. That's not about that life at all. Like, what the hell? I'm not about to do that. This is crazy, right? And I'm just like, hey, y'all probably shouldn't be doing that. Y'all probably, this ain't a smart move. This ain't a smart idea. It's like, nah, it's cool. It's whatever. She a bop. She a bop. If you know what bop is, like, bobbing for apples. She's give head, or like back in my days, call her ripper. I mean, like, she like ripped through, hella got like had sex with hella dudes, right? So these fools go up in the bushes, right, and start getting head from this chick. And I was like, then one of my homies went up there to record it, and I was like, what the hell is you doing? And he's like, hey man. And then so they said she was just being passed around from one to one to one, just all sucking them all off, right? Gross, right? Gross. Then, because everybody knew that it was happening, because they was bragging that it was gonna go down, right? She come back down and she had like a hoodie on, like, cause she didn't want to be embarrassed, and like she just like walking out. She was like just walking away and shit like that, right? And all the girls was like, oh, you such a hoe, yada yada yada, you a hoe, what a, yada yada. And they was like, why you got your hood on? Why you got your hood on? Take your hood off. It's like, we know you sucked him up. It's like, I didn't suck him up. I got raped. And I was like, what? Right? So then, because she said that, and all of a sudden I was like, what the heck, girl? Everybody, that girl, no, you was just like, no, I got raped. It's like, then police comes up to the school. Where's police already at the school? Police comes, finds all the dudes who was there, arrests all of them. So they didn't go to practice, obviously. But then, because my homie recorded her, right, I think they were found innocent, because it showed that she was willing and was a willing participant to go up there. All I'm trying to say is, dudes, don't be doing shit at school. Like, that shit was crazy as hell. Like, I was the wildest thing ever. And then I remember my coach came up to me, RIP. He was like, what the hell? People getting head up in these bushes? I was like, yeah. He's like, did you see it? I was like, hell no. I didn't go up there. He was like, what the fuck? Because I'm a varsity player. I think I was like 16, 17 or something like that. He's like, what the hell? Who does that shit at school? What you don't, what? Like, he can wrap his mind around it, that you gonna come to school and do these actions at school. So allegedly, so let me say this. Allegedly this happened, right? Allegedly they did this, right? Because I ain't trying to get sued and like, he's like, but allegedly this happened. I was like, I don't know, but that's crazy. And so I heard, like, if it wasn't for my homie's tape and recording him, showing that she was willing, them dudes was about to go to prison for a long time. And yeah, that's a crazy way to end on it, but we gonna end right there. This has been the Corde Snell podcast. Did you get your hour of Corde this week? Did you get your hour of Corde? Did he help you did he make you feel better? Did he make you laugh? Did he tell you, don't be beefing out here in these comedy streets, all right? That's not a good thing, especially to somebody who's beloved in this community, all right? Make sure you like and subscribe us on YouTube, on Spotify. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you guys want to email us and ask some questions about comedy advice, or just any like person I've opened for, craziest places I've ever been to, craziest shows I ever did, email us at, what is it? Is it the Corde Snell Show?
The Corde Snell Show at gmail.com.
Hell yeah. And we will answer those emails and we will get back to you. And this has been the Corde Snell Show, and we're out.